Alright, hey y'all, it's Pizza Hulk, and we're here in the Call of the Wild on Silver Ridge Peaks, and picking up where I left off a couple weeks ago. Looking for some mule deer, I think is what we were doing. It has been a bit of a pause, unfortunately. I'm not 100% sure. Uh, oh, well, which lakes I've already covered. So I've been on, came to Silver Ridge after the reset to start checking things out. I went after the elk first because they weren't really, they were basically the last thing I looked for on my old map. And well, I just didn't really have a lot of zones for them because they were covered up by everything else. So this time I thought I'd go for the elk first. Bears drink at night. Apparently that's all they do on any map, which I think is stupid. It's like they want to dumb the game down a little bit to make it easier, I suppose. There we go. Couldn't remember how to duck. Am I too close? No, shouldn't be. So bears always drink at this time, I guess. Moose always drink at this time. I mean, whatever. There goes my mule deer, I'm sure. I gotta say, these changes to the maps, some of them are, I'm sure, are not just pleasing, but helpful, it's preferable, all that kind of stuff. But to me, some of the changes just don't make a lot of sense. And the thing is, it's not that you can't hunt bears during the daytime. Obviously, you can. You just can't hunt them in the drinking zones. Now, if you're trying to make the game a little, let's say, more difficult, and it seems like they're trying to, I guess. Well, they're making the game more difficult because they're trying to make the game lag less. Is from the way I understand it. Because for some people in some systems and some whatevers, and it happens to me too on certain maps. Parquet in particular is subject to problems like that. So you don't have as many animals in the same area. You don't have as many tracks on the ground, etc., etc. So that aspect, I guess, I mean, you gotta, people. There we go. Got to be able to play. Oh, that's right. I forgot you guys were down here too. But yeah, Quattro. Quattro is one of my favorite maps, and one of the best things about Quattro is, during the morning time into the early noon, around noonish, whatever, you had just everything on the lakes all at once. Now it's single file. The red deer are on it this time. The red deer are on later. Then it's the I bet, you know what I'm saying? So like, I haven't really seen, like, the big thing on that map was the roe deer and the red deer drank, I think, pretty much exact same time. So you could always find them kind of together. Oh. This is looking like a sheep lake, not a mule deer lake, but that's fine. I don't know where these guys are too, I guess. Now, the thing about hunting on the water is, generally speaking, yeah, it's going to be easier. At 8 o'clock, go look at the water for this animal. I mean, that makes life easier. They're grouped up around, there could be 4 or 5 groups around a body of water instead of finding some random bear zone in the middle of the woods. So, but for me in particular, it's a way to get animals going when you first start a new map. Start figuring out their drink times, and the other end of that is, when you figure out when something drinks, you know that they're doing something else just before then and something else just after. So you can say, okay, well, they're going off the drink. Maybe I'll follow them and see where they're eating or sleeping. There's a mule deer. So I guess they're coming in. But even now that we have this little short span where we're going to have goats and mule deer on at the same time, it's just for like 30 minutes. And it didn't look like she brought any friends with her. So what they'll do a lot of times is they'll set zones on top of each other. So obviously, these guys are in the same area. So we'll look at the map real quick. And you can see we have elk and sheep. Ah, that's all right. Would have liked to get the mule deer zone more, so I guess maybe I should start out a little later. Because even if there are some muleys hiding down on this other end, I won't have the zone for it marked anyway. Anyway, that's the kind of thing that I was trying to avoid, particularly with the elk. You know, mule deer, you can pretty much, the way I understand it, it's any lake on this map. Ooh, that I think is an albino, a female. It might be a dilute. Yeah, it is rare. I think it's just her. And even if not, whatever's coming in isn't going to be like, that great, I would think. Is that not a goat? Yeah, I mean, shoot. I think there's one in there. Yeah, let's just pop her. I mean, I'm curious. I think it's a dilute. Anyway, yeah, I was like, man, I wonder if I'm maybe sitting on top of one. You know. So ideally, would have been nice if I could have gotten this goat zone over here on its own, and then picked up the 2 mule deer to go along with the. Let's see, what's he growling about? I saw a flash over there to the left. Well, there. It's a decent. I think he got behind a hill. What are you? Hello. Dilute. All right. Well, a little disappointing, but it's just the 2 females right now. Well, I don't know what we were shooting, but we were shooting something over here, weren't we? Anyway, it looks like we've been down there. Yeah, the problem is I'm not going to really be able to remember which ones I've already checked. So we may end up having to do a little bit of this. I'm bouncing around and hoping, I guess. Anyway, let's have a little look. But since it has been a little while, I'm definitely going to have to go around through and check some lakes I've probably already checked. I should probably figure out a pattern already. But anyway, so yeah, so now that we have these, we have species that don't have drink zones at all. You're just hoping to find a random feed and rest zone. So you can kind of start figuring out when they're doing that. And then, of course, I start to wonder, like, when you only have feed and rest zones, right? Is it like a morning feed zone that leads to an afternoon rest, that leads to an evening feed zone, that leads to a nighttime rest? You know, do we have multiple times on their feed zones or their rest zones? Or literally like half the day I'm looking for something to sleep, or half the day I'm looking for something to eat. But obviously, I mean, truthfully, I just haven't really gone after any of those animals. Yeah, I didn't really look for chamois when I was on Tiawara. They used to have a drink zone, and they got rid of it. Honestly, I don't even really remember running into it very many. And that absolutely, and is still one of my favorite maps of all time. Nothing. That's right. Oh no, something other than this loud dog just ran by. What was goofing around up in here? Oh. Now, I will say this too on this map on Silver Ridge. I feel like, you know, so far away. Uh, the mountain lions are worse for me. There were certain animals in certain places where it felt like, you know, it was definitely frustrating, but it was manageable to some degree on my old map. This one is just mountain lions. They're generally chasing away whatever I'm trying to hunt at pretty much any time of day, which makes me really frustrated because like, how are just back them off the, you know, if there was anything that you wanted to get rid of a drink zone for, it should have been the mountain lions because they drink, feed, and sleep all around the lakes. They don't really go anywhere away from them in any kind of situation where it's, you know, helpful. So doesn't matter whether you're hunting elk in the morning or mule deer in the evening or whatever in the afternoon, it's gonna be, there's always mountain lions around. And it could have just been that I was lucky on my own map, you know. But it really just seemed to me like there were a couple of lakes where the hunting was generally not that good because of the mountain lions. One of the spots was where I hunted, used to hunt mountain goats. But there's something else too. I mean, they don't have a drink zone anymore, so. And some even got a timing, but I mean, it's more or less I just lucked into them. It wasn't like I, you know. they appear to be eating, at least in the same areas they used to be drinking. But I still kind of know where they're at, you know. Some are, anyway. But yeah. And it's interesting because I feel like after the big reset, especially, and even more so after Silver Ridge, you know, I just don't see the content makers making as much content in this game anymore. You know, and I'm not saying that like, oh, you know, in the future. I'm saying like right now, there's less content being made about Call of the Wild ever since they've done this. Plus, real, you know, content creators get to have actual advertising, so it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. When you can, when I can visibly see a difference, I think that'd be something to take into consideration. And I mean, that's the other thing too. Like, you know, grinding feed zones. That just seems like it's going to be really difficult setup too. You know, because where you're not going to be able to put stands around a lower pressure necessarily. I'm not saying you can't come up with some different ideas. You know, get some tree stands up, get some hunting blinds down, things like that. But overall, certain types of hunting is just it's not going to work the same. All these tracks. My gosh, this is the place to get sheep, but not muleys. All right, can't go back there. That's so far. Ugh. Both these kind of suck. So we're running down here. But throw on the reset with some changes that are just, you know, yes, change upsets people, so any change is going to have some issues. I get that. You take that into consideration, you even take that into account as far as like how you sort of approach the release of things, you know. But I think a lot of people felt like me, where you know, a lot of the work that had been done on these maps, setting them up, figuring out times, you know, my setup in Quattro for the Red Deer grind, not only was it not accurate anymore, but I completely decided to move that entire setup to Tiawara because, well, Quattro is just not that great a place to hunt red deer anymore. And or Tiawara is now a better place to hunt red deer. The pronghorn don't have a drink time. Come on, man. That one, I think, that one really is gonna. That one pisses people off. I know it does. I know it. I know it. People come here for pronghorn, specifically. You know, they're fun to hunt. They're fast. Not that you can't have fun on the open plains and areas where you can hunt them, but again, setting it up. Feed zones and rest zones don't crowd up like they do on lakes, generally speaking. And you might be able to stand somewhere and see three groups of pronghorn on this map here. But again, you know, it's just one spot. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one spot out in the plains that you know some pronghorn. Where are the rest of them? Some are in the woods. Some are over here. And then again, okay. So thinking of it challenge-wise, okay, like okay, well I'm gonna have to put a tree stand on this tree if I'm gonna hunt these guys. Maybe I can set a blind over here on this hill. But sometimes they're just in the middle of the friggin' woods, man, or just a field. It's one one group. You know, that was the point of the drink zones, is that they're all on the water. Uh, so that's the time to go look for those species. You can know what the water looks like and say, well, obviously I can put a stand here. I can use this hunting stand that's already on the map here, etc. You know, it's all right there. And there's one, you know, there's 10 lakes. They're on 7 of them, and they're in the same spots every time I can set up. Nice little hunt, but now, you know, I just think that taking that away from people might really be a problem in the long term for this game. And you're going to create a divide, I think, eventually between your newer players and your older players. Because if you're playing today, like if you buy Call of the Wild today, you're playing a. It's hard to say. It's hard to say vastly different game, but I mean it's the same game, but the approaches, the way you need to do things, you know, it's very different. And so you're going to have this set of hunters that the newer guys and girls are going to be like, focused on wander. I think you're just going to have to wander and hunt a lot more. And I think you'll see new types of content come out, new types of videos where you're going to see people, you know, instead of necessarily popping around from different lakes in their videos, they're going to be, oh, this is the road I use, this is the route I take, the path. There's something down there, right there. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I was going to say something just got him. That was a hit. Oh, there's a nice one. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Oh, he's a little guy. I don't know about that shot, honestly. I might have missed. Whoop. Moved. No, I got him. Yeah, I'm gonna stay low. Creep to the left. See if I can see anything from that tree stand. I was gonna say they might just try to creep back in here. I'm right on it though. Let's see if that little male comes back in. I was gonna say there's something even closer. Oh, she's gonna clock me. Yeah. We turned. That was weird. I was gonna say, I think there was another little one. Maybe they did that weird thing where, yeah, okay, okay. So he just appeared back up on the shore. What a bad little group of deer. I don't think there's anything on this back edge. Although, this is a small enough pond where they could have heard the shot. Yep, he was just way too close, buddy. Yeah, I didn't think it was a clean kill. I was pretty sure I hit him, though. But anyway, yeah, I'm sorry, I get distracted pretty easily in this game. But I really do think you're going to get this kind of, you know, like I said, they're going to have to learn to hunt a little differently. And, you know, depending on your opinions, you know, I think for them, and if you're coming to this game brand new today, you're getting a slightly more, in certain aspects, difficult experience. Than the older game, and I think that's where you're going to find a division, because you're going to have people being like, well, this is the way it used to be, and I liked it like this. And you're going to have people like, well, I play it now, and I've been playing it since the changes, and I'm going to tell you what. This is a better game, it's harder, it's tougher, it's blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And again, I don't know, that, you know, again, it's personal opinion, but I don't think all the changes make a lot of sense. It's like they wanted to fix their lag problem. Uh, with certain consoles, maps, etc. And I just kind of went in and, you know, did that. Without a lot of considerations to the other parts of the game. Well, I got in the zone anyway. 2 zones. So they should be out here, right? Yeah. Where are these pronghorn? I heard them tooting at me. So yeah, obviously they eat more than 3 hours during the day. My point being, they all drink at the same time. But now I need to consider having a setup for 2 different times. You know, which means more time changes too, which costs more money, which makes it harder on a newer player. The stuff I do now that I don't even think about, you know, changing the time, uh, over and over again, hunting certain species in certain areas, you know, and it'll be less now that most of the drink zones are, I guess, you know, they're all 3-4 hours now. Again, that's something, you know, to be happy about. That 30-minute to hour time zone to hunt elk was just the dumbest thing they ever did in this game. I never really understood that. Made no sense. You guys are back, huh? Just if I wanted to make a little money today, huh? We'd get up here and put the other scope on and see what we could do. But I'm a little interested to see if these pronghorn come in. Oh, they're done. Oh no, they're on. Holy smokes, that sounded close. Nope. Well, this turkey will wander over here. I don't know. I have the crow collar so I could find out where he was sitting, but I don't think they're coming back in. Or can I not see them? Oh, it's right there. We'll give it a little time. Well, the gunshots are close. Everything on this pond is pretty close. I mean, the other shore is right at the range where they can hear the gunshots. So, two pow pows, and I wandered over into their zone. You know, they might not come back. And for me in particular, you know, I bought this game as sort of like a recreational thing. Like, I mean, all games, I guess, are recreational, but to me, like, some of them are, they're kind of more like work, you know. Take Ark, you know, all that grinding, all that material gathering, getting the dinosaurs, training them, breeding them, raising them up so they're worthwhile, blah, blah, blah. You know, here, you just come out and you start shooting and you build your skills up. You know, and you don't have to go after a particular species or anything. I like this blonde up here. But, yeah. I don't think these pronghorn are coming back in. Alright. So, and it's funny because I've played games before that have evolved over time and changed. Like, I played Minecraft in the earlier days, and like I said, if you went to play it right now, if you started today, It's still Minecraft, but it's a vastly different game than what I started playing. But the way it evolved over time, I think, was a bit easier on the player base for them to grow along with it. This one, it's more like they took a game that operated in a particular way for a long time. They reached in, they pulled the guts out, they stuck them back in, they said, okay. Have fun. Different game. And it makes me even like, I don't like hunting at night in this game. Me and a lot of people don't like hunting at night in this game. In fact, I would say that if you had to say, what the majority was of people who, and I'm not going to say prefer, enjoy hunting at night in this game. And look, this is what I'm talking about. I got to come up here, set up something to see these pronghorn. Maybe, come on. That's not going to happen. I'm just not going to hunt pronghorn out here. I'll hunt them in the few places I can find them easily on the plains. That's all it's going to do. But the challenge, I like creeping through the woods and getting a good shot on a big animal just like anybody, but when you force that upon people for a particular species, and that's your only options, I'm never going to hunt that zone. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to hunt that pronghorn zone. Unless I happen to be running out here, and if this little lake back here is dope, I'll put a tent down. I want to know who hunts that zone. That's their favorite spot, where their setup is and what they've got going on. There's no one. No, not a single player in this game has anything set up on that zone for pronghorn. None. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I feel so super confident about that. Would sometimes find these zones and you're like, wow, yeah, this is a good place to set up. I'll hunt this rest zone or whatever. And you like literally they go pumping and looking for them. I don't know. I haven't run it across any. They're not in a line. You know what I'm saying? And generally speaking, they're still centered around bodies of water. Yeah, I mean, you could shoot from the same stand sometimes that you're hunting water on the animals in their rest and feed zones. And that's always been the case, which is nice because it gives you multiple animals on a place to hunt. But I don't know. Anyway, so I started playing this game like recreationally. It was something to do. It didn't take a bunch of grinding, and it's not survival or anything like that. I don't have to constantly be trying to think. I can just run around and shoot stuff, and that was sort of the plan when I started. I really got into the game though, which led to all these videos. I've got, I don't know, 50 plus Call of the Wild videos. So, yeah, it became an actual thing for me. But it's like I keep having to relearn the damn game over and over again. Oh, you got this map figured out? Oh, you got all your setups? Okay, well, we're going to reset it because the animals don't work on this map for other people. Oh. Well, I want them to be able to play. I got it. Okay. Get everything set up, get everything going again. I'm talking about Quattro right now. Get it all set up, you know, got my Red Deer grind redone. Hey, man, alright, yeah. Another reset. I hit a tree. There he is. What are you doing? Well, hopefully he's out of here. So this noise has been breaking. I don't think the cat's still in here. It like gets stuck on. Oh, there we go. Hey, buddy. Nice looking one. Ooh, there we go. There's a 2. There's another 3. Oh, a little 1. Yeah, I mean, that's a better, slightly better estimate, but I think that's a better rack on that one. All right. Can't really see. Anything along the sides here. And again, sorry about that, but that's the game, not me. It's just broken. This guy at least is a turn to the side a little bit. There it is. Oh, maybe not. Just not a good angle on this deer. Ooh, I missed completely. All that for nothing, huh? Oh well. It does happen. Well, let's see what they decide to do. Nice stand. I mentioned this in other videos, and I'm just going to keep mentioning it and mentioning it and mentioning it. This map is badass, right? And one of the nice things about it is that there's a ton of hunting stands on here. I think it's the best map for in-game hunting stands. It's sort of like the peak. And then go backwards from like to Leighton Lakes and forward in maps, and you can definitely see a difference. And then it's like they got here. In my mind, gave you one of the best setups for stands that are already on the map. And then after this, they kind of stopped doing it, really. He's going to get right in front of that other one. Where are you guys going? Oh, okay, well, not exactly sure how you guys are nailing me like that, but whatever. Oh, just be still. I didn't even see that other male run. There he is. Oof. I was trying to brain him. Ooh. Ooh. Let's see if it gets a little darker. It can be hard to tell sometimes when you're shooting from a stand. There he goes. Alright. Yeah. We'll get him in the respawn. Miss. Alright, where's that first fella? He didn't have anywhere to go. Hello, look at you. Nice gray. You guys seeing this? What is this? Looks like bear spray.
Looks like someone forgot their bear deterrent. Mind you, if you're caught unaware, it might not help. I'll never forget the time I was hunting elk with a group of friends, and a 1,200-pound grizzly came in hot from 30 yards out.
Yikes.
Some of us had bear spray, but the wind was too strong to use it. The only reason we made it out alive is because the bear got confused when all 6 of us split up. It was like something out of a movie.
Cool story. Let's just do this. Come on, buddy. Let's go find this goofball. I know, I saw him. Too late though. Go, dummy. Yep, they're still running around. Roof. Bring it. Bring it, cat. Bring it. There's some blood. I'm like, man, I need to find the blood. This dog is out of control. Shit. Oh, he's gonna kill me. My auto run's on for some reason. What's he doing? Oh, he got me! That was some terrible shooting. What is this? Oh no. Uh, that was weird. He got me! I didn't even kill him. Wait. That's not right. Is it? No. Yeah, I was over here. Okay, maybe I did get him. Interesting. Yeah, because it was this way. Yeah, yeah, half mile. That was strange. A lot of things went wrong. Weirdly. The auto run like kicked in. For some reason. So I couldn't. Yeah, I was just running while I was trying to aim. Well, I would say, man, it's been a while since I've been straight up attacked by a mountain lion. And killed? I cannot remember. Honestly, I don't remember being killed by a mountain lion before. It's probably happened. Um, I try to keep an eye out for turkeys on roads. They like to put turkeys along roads. You can see these guys wandered all through here. Bunch of them. But, you know, again, see the spacing between zones? Again, that's something I'm a little more used to with the turkeys, but... And having a road to walk is decent, you know. You can say, oh, I can walk this road and hunt turkeys, but... Anywho. Man, I should have got a ATV. I didn't know this road was right here. There we go. So this is cool. I do like when they have. I've noticed in certain maps, like for Rancho, there's a lot of hunting along the road for pheasant. So that can really be helpful for particular types of species. I kind of wouldn't mind another turkey zone if I could find one. So I kind of looked at this road as being, oh, yeah. We can find some turkeys in here. I'm looking for some revenge, dude. Yay, hopefully I get to hear this song the whole way out. Row, 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 row. Oh. Shut up! God. So yeah, the mountain lions are kind of starting to get on my nerves. And again, it'd be one thing if it was, one area, you know. But this is stupid. Tell me this isn't stupid. I mean, like, what are you supposed to hunt that isn't running away from mountain lions? And or possibly turn this into a mountain hunting game, or a mountain lion hunting game. Do that instead. Do something. Because what this has done is just turn one of my favorite maps into just a travesty. Just an absolute travesty. I mean, by the sounds of it, you'd think I was being, tracked by a mountain lion, which, would be mildly cooler than just this broken soundtrack. I might be able to get another shot on another deer, but, there's just too much of a mess here right now. Blood. Well, I think it was that last shot. I bet he's only got one in him. Yep. Oh, two in the head. Couldn't kill that dude. That was a mythical. Anyway, yeah, I haven't really been attacked by mountain lions very often. That's the new fun part of the game we didn't know. Hey, look, it's back. Anyway. Let's get this. Mm-hmm. My God. Mm-hmm. Hit him in the jaw instead of the neck. Look at that, though. You can see what I was trying to do. Alright. What a mess that ended up being. What a mess. Well, old Pete's got a couple things to do. I think I'm going to call that a show for today. I'm tired. Got a few muleys. I'm in the cabin. Okay. Got to dilute. Good morning. All right, well, you happen to catch us. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And if you see us at a later time or date, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a good day. Y'all be good to each other.